This is a story. I know, that's the first thing I want to do. This is a story all about how. All right. I'm gonna shut my door actually. And we're back. I'm sharing a little bit more of my story, how I went from fashion buying to professional organizing to personal styling. So, like many girls in the 90s, I grew up watching Friends and absolutely was fascinated by Rachel's career. So, really, when I was young, I wanted to go into fashion buying. Didn't really know how that would happen. I grew up in Saskatchewan, so there's not exactly any opportunities there. So, when I finished high school, I moved to England and did a year working in a pub and exploring and traveling Europe and having a time of my life. And there I actually met a person who was a buyer for Disney at the time. And so she kind of encouraged me to like, yeah, you can absolutely do this job. It's an amazing opportunity. So I ended up applying to what was formerly Ryerson, now TMU, to take their retail management course. And I kind of decided on that because I thought a business degree was much more stable, could have more opportunities if the buying thing didn't work out. So when I graduated, I got a job with Hudson's Bay Company in a little department called Fields, which doesn't exist anymore. And at the time, I had just moved out from the West Coast and was only really in the West Coast. And so I was buying, I think, like laundry soap and that kind of stuff, household goods. So not exactly what I was looking for, but spent about a year there and then moved over to Joe Fresh, where I was buying private label goods for them. So it was a little bit different where we got to work with designers, and they would present the line to us, and then we would decide what we were going to buy and what stores it would go to and how much we were going to spend on each collection, which was really cool and a great opportunity. I did that for about 5 years and then moved to Roots as well for another year. And then as I was kind of going through it all, I just realized that it wasn't the life that I wanted. I didn't really want to stay in Toronto forever. Um, the thought of having to like, if you're ever going to buy a house, it would be out in the suburbs and you'd be commuting every day. It just didn't really appeal to me. So when we had the opportunity to move to Ireland, we jumped on that and I kind of decided I wanted to try something new. And at that time, worked for a small company called Rock Advisor, which was a fashion startup. It was kind of like a social media app that would help small boutiques connect with their customers and with potentially new customers. So because there were so many small independent stores across Ireland, the people maybe weren't as good with like it, and Instagram also wasn't as big as it is now. So it was getting the word out there about their businesses and, you know, kind of helping them create a bigger online presence. Now, within that, unfortunately, they lost funding part of the way through. So we were all kind of laid off, and the app has now closed. And so I went to work for one of the boutiques on the app. And in that role, I was kind of able to run a business without the risk of running the business. The owner had was going on maternity leave, and so I kind of took over for her. Was doing, she was still obviously doing the major buying, but I was doing a lot of reordering. I was doing all of the scheduling, all of the displays, everything that kind of has to do with the store, and then the operations behind the scenes as well, social media, website, all of those things, which was an amazing opportunity to kind of like dip my toes in the entrepreneurship thing without fully being responsible for it all financially. And it was something that I'd always thought about and kind of as I was exploring new careers, I was kind of looking at like, well, what would it be like to be a stylist and to do that? So I did an image consulting course and learned all about color analysis and body shapes and all of that kind of stuff. And as I was doing that, I really decided that the best part of that was going through people's closets, helping them pick outfits from what they already had. So that kind of stayed in my mind, and I was trying to figure out a way to make that a business. And, at the time, I didn't really know what home organizing was. I didn't really have any idea, but that was the thing that I kept hearing, even from the owner of the business. She kept saying, I don't know how you get so much done. I don't know how you're so organized. This is crazy. And when she came back from maternity leave and I was back, I kind of took over a lot more of that organization piece of the business. And I think at that point, I decided that this could actually be a thing, that people aren't as organized as me. I really had never realized that that wasn't the case. I thought everyone could do it. And, they just didn't. So when I kind of saw that, I realized that this was the opportunity to go into people's homes and make a difference in their daily lives. And so when we decided to move back to Canada, we decided on Kingston because it was kind of halfway between Toronto and Ottawa, which we have family in Ottawa, friends in Toronto. So we kind of wanted to be somewhere that was an independent city, but could kind of get to both easily. And so when we moved back to Kingston, I decided to launch this business and kind of reached out to anyone I could and anywhere I could to just kind of get my name out there and establish it that way. And then, of course, COVID hit. And so it was kind of like a pause because obviously we were all in lockdown and we couldn't do anything. And so it was just kind of building it um, on social media and continuing to talk to new people and trying to get the name out there. And eventually, once the lockdowns were done, I kind of was able to take it full time and do it consistently since then, which is amazing. But one thing that I've noticed as I've worked with people for the last 6 years in organizing is that this feeling that no matter what, as women, we're kind of doing it on our own in a lot of ways. And so for me, it was really became more about relieving that load that's on most women, where they have to kind of deal with all of the logistics around the house. Um, so it's more than just organizing. It's about creating systems that make it easier to do day-to-day things and that everyone can participate in those things and everyone knows where everything belongs. And it's no longer just on, because typically it's just on the woman to kind of, and the mother to create all of those things and to know where everything is and to be the one to tidy it back up and put everything back into their place. And so really it became about helping them let go of some of that and not have to be the delegator and not having to be that one that's in control of all that kind of stuff. And so when you create the right system, then it's easy for everyone in the family to be able to put it away, to know where it goes and where it belongs. And, when we add labels, there's no excuse. It's not, oh, I don't know where that is. Yes, it is. It's right there and it's very clearly displayed there. And so one other thing that I've noticed is that women were losing themselves in motherhood and caregiving and all of a sudden our bodies shift and like through pregnancy or through perimenopause and our bodies are all of a sudden different and we don't recognize ourselves anymore and getting dressed becomes harder. And so that was one thing that I kept noticing as we were going through closets and organizing and decluttering, and people kept saying, "Oh, I don't know how to wear this." And like, why don't you try it this way? And why don't you do it this? And I realized there was a real gap for women to be able to have someone that they can kind of trust in that way. And there's so much vulnerability that comes with letting someone come in and organize your house. And so, I feel like I already have a relationship with a lot of people that is a little bit more and there's a little bit more trust there. So as I kind of was doing more and expanding more, I realized that that was a service that was missing and that people needed that support and needed to have a way to feel good about themselves again and understand how to dress their body and what's going to look best on them. And it's not necessarily just about color or shape or anything else. It's about like building up that confidence again because you so often lose themselves in motherhood and marriage and caregiving, even for elderly parents and all of that kind of thing, that it just becomes, you become a smaller version of yourself almost. Um, and yeah, so I just want to bring that out. So that was a little bit about me and what I do and why. So thanks for hopping in. See you next time.